A standoff is looming in the judiciary after last Friday's directive from the Judicial Service Commission to judges who have attained the age of 70 years to exit the stage in compliance with Article 167 of the Constitution. The affected judges, led by Philip Tunoi of the Supreme Court and David Onyancha of the High Court, have contested the directive and initiated a legal duel with their employer, the Judicial Service Commission. The Law Society of Kenya backing the Judicial Service Commission's directive.
The retirement age is prescribed by the Constitution at 70, and that since all judges took oath of office afresh under the new Constitution, then it follows that they cannot now use the question of 74 as a retirement age.
Deputy Chief Justice Kalpana Rawal has also been served with a retirement notice, but there are concerns that JSC's directive on retirement of judges could affect the dispensation of justice in the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeal and the High Court.
With those kind of competing interests, where we have a circular and we have a court conservatory order, what is the solution? We have a very simple solution as the Law Society. The Chief Justice and the Judicial Service Commission should take up this issue as an issue of great public interest and get our issue directions or directives to a bench of judges to sit on a daily basis, hear the dispute, which zeroes in on the question of 74 and 70, and make a determination even within 1 month, and will have brought this thing to a close.
But the Judicial Service Commission's directive is appointed to the biggest succession contest in the judiciary ahead of the 2017 general election. The scramble for the Deputy Chief Justice's job is on, with several eminent female judges being touted as front-runners in the Kalpana Rawal succession contest. They include judges Agnes Murgo, Jessie Lesit, Njoki Ndongo and Matheka.
Remember, there is a question of 2 judges in the Supreme Court who are supposed to have either attained the 70 years or come January next year, they'll have attained the 70 years. Suppose this issue is not resolved and we go to the general election and there's a presidential petition which is filed. The first question which will come out or which will be asked is that whether these judges can legitimately sit in the Supreme Court.
There are 2 slots in the Judicial Service Commission that will be up for grabs in November this year as the terms of Emily Ominde and Florence Mwangangi lapse. Both Ominde and Mwangangi are expected to seek re-election. The magistrate slot in the Judicial Service Commission has attracted several candidates, including Doreen Mulekyo, Teresia, Matheka and Júlie Oseko. The Jubilee Coalition and the opposition team CORD, keen on controlling the Judicial Service Commission and influence who succeeds Chief Justice Dr. Willie Mutunga, whose term lapses in November 2017. In March this year, President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed Winnie Guchu and Kipngetich Arap Korir, who are deemed close to the Jubilee Coalition, to the Judicial Service Commission. Francis Gashuri, Monday Special.